Well, it's a week before season here. It's September 23rd. Season starts September 30th. Got a couple things we gotta do. We're gonna go out and swap some cards, do some feeding. I got blind up. I want to set down the new property. I hunt down the road, so gonna hop in the Ranger, go do some work. So we're down here at this new property I have access to. It's about a half mile down the road or so. This right here is my main setup. As you see behind me, might be a little darker, there's a stand. It's only about 12 feet off the ground, but the setup is absolutely perfect because one, it's right on the edge of this cornfield. It's actually the first time it's ever been corn hunting down here. It's usually beans. So we got all this corn that's just pure food, and they use it for bedding. There's a creek to the left over here for a water source, and this whole row of trees is just filled with acorns. So they've been dropping like crazy. And plus, what I'm hunting over is just straight marsh and swamp. That's all bedding too. So 2 major bedding areas, 3 food sources. I got corn here, and then all kinds of acorns dropping, and a water source. And this right here is a huge pinch point because they run down this fence row, this field edge, and they come from a creek over here too. So it's just a huge pinch point right here. And the setup in the stand is actually really tight, especially with this corn being here. I only have about a 20-25 yard circle right here to get a shot off, but it happens here. It's such a great spot. I shot a really nice 10 here last year, and I have a really nice 8 point that keeps coming in here multiple times in daylight. It's probably like 140, 145. So hoping to get him back here on camera. Hopefully we can get him killed this year from this stand. But in case the wind's not right, I'm gonna set up a blind on the north side of the property. It's just a cut hayfield and apple tree in it. So this stand's set up for a north wind, and sometimes that's hard to get early season. So this blind we're getting ready to set up is great for a south wind. We get that a lot early season. So let's get that blind set up and we'll get out of here. So let's do it. Set up about 15 yards from this apple tree. We're actually going to put it right next to this bush right here, but they'd put it at like 10 yards, and it's really close. Plus you couldn't see this whole field edge right here being tucked back a little bit. We just trimmed the edges of this bush, so it's just a small blind spot. And plus I got this apple tree. As you can see, it's not doing the greatest. It's still got quite a bit of apples on that last little like patch right there on the right side of the tree. But I'm gonna put some corn under it, and plus I got a camera right there, so hopefully if the wind isn't right, that big 8 will still be coming up here. I have a couple pictures of them here, but like I said, there isn't a lot of food here, just a couple apples on this tree left. So being tucked back here, I'll have about 15-yard shot, as I said, and plus I'll be able to see them coming out this whole field edge here. This is all just pure bedding. There's a huge thicket right behind them falling down pines right there. And I actually just have a blind to the right a little bit in this field, and they'd be coming out of there all the time. So I think it's going to be a really good spot and a good alternative for this wind, because like I said, it won't be able to be used for the other stand. So a south wind right here is picture perfect, coming right out of that whole bedding area and from this apple tree. So if I can't hunt down the road, I'll be right here. Let's see what happens. So now we're ready for the season. I will say I forgot chairs. So I'll be back next week before we feed again, put chairs in it. We'll be ready to rock and roll. But I really like this setup. I think it's going to work out. So can't wait for season. Looks like he's been at the stand a whole bunch in the morning, broad daylight, and we got perfect wind, got a northeast wind, so I think that's where we're going to be first thing in the morning. And hopefully, we might be able to tag out first thing. Because he's been there a ton this week, so that got me all kinds of jacked up. Back in the stand yet again, and it is warm. It's about 72 degrees here. Not like this morning. This morning was a nice crisp 55 degrees, so definitely a little warmer now. But this morning I had my number one headless buck, a nice big 8-point, come right under me at first light, so I know he's around. I'm hoping he comes to grab a bite to eat tonight in front of me here, so we're gonna hang tight and see what happens, so stick with us. Guys, I just got settled in here at the apple tree blind. It is October 7th, and we just had a major cold front come through. It was mid to low 80s last week, and now it's mid to low 50s. It was a huge temp drop from the past couple of days. I was actually in here this morning. It was only 43 degrees. I was in here this morning, and I didn't see a deer. It was so dead. And then last night was interesting. I didn't see a single deer, but at last light before packing up, I had a dang coyote come into this stinking corn pile at 15 yards, and I dropped him on the spot. So didn't see a deer, but we got to do a little bit of predator control. Very first coyote with the bow, so that was exciting. We're gonna hang tight and see this big 8 comes in here, so we'll see what happens. Hopefully this cold front gets him moving. Let's do it. Northeast Ohio. As you see, I'm back in the stand. I've been hunting the blind the past couple of days and just not any deer movement going on hardly, so I decided to come here at the stand. Not ideal winds. It's like a west sometimes southwest, which is not good because it's like blowing towards the corn, but it keeps going northwest sometimes too. It's a really strong wind gust, so hopefully my scent cone is more narrow versus being more broad and lingering. So hopefully I don't get blown out of here tonight, and hopefully the deer don't blow at me. So we still got some corn on the ground, so we're gonna see what happens. Well, guys, it's October 15th here in Northeast Ohio. If you asked me a couple of days ago what buck I was after, I would have told you it was this nice, beautiful, tall 4-year-old 8-point with a couple kickers. If you ask me about that now, that deer's out of the window. He's not even a thought in my mind right now. We've had this buck on our home property for the past 5 years. He's a 7-year-old, just big brute of a mainframe 9. But we call him Mega, and he's about a 190-inch buck. And he's been showing up here at my blind on the north side of the property in daylight the past 2 or 3 days in a row. If you ask me why I'm in the stand, it's because we have a north wind, and it is terrible for that blind. So I'm playing my cards safe. I don't want to blow him out of there because he's comfortable. That's his new core area. So we're just going to see if he strolls by here tonight for the first time. But I am on very high alert. This deer is 190 plus. He is a absolute monster. And his new core area is where I'm hunting. So we're going to see what happens. It's a nice, like, 55 cool degree day. Pretty breezy, but I'm after one deer and one deer only, so it's Mega or bust. So let's do it. It's October 8th here in Northeast Ohio. As you see, I'm back in the stand. I've been hunting the blind the past couple of days and just not any deer movement going on hardly, so.
Lord, it's a damn shame.